Instant gratification has been quietly destroying your mind for years. And I don't mean that metaphorically, I mean that literally. Every time you choose the easy route or the simple and pleasurable choice, then your brain rewires itself to expect exactly that. And as time passes, your brain becomes so conditioned to indulging in immediate gratification that you struggle doing anything that is challenging to you. Yes, even if those challenging things are beneficial to you, your brain has a hard time getting them done. So today, I want to talk about this trap of immediate gratification and why it keeps so many people stuck. We'll talk about what's happening inside of your brain and how you can go about changing your ways for delayed gratification. Because if you don't understand this, then your attention span will continue to shrink, you'll make poor decisions moving forward, and you'll continue to sabotage your goals for the rest of your life. The good news is once you become aware of these things, you can rewire your brain for delayed gratification. When you repeatedly indulge in short-term pleasures and immediate gratification, your brain changes to expect that as the baseline. Over time, you experience these three core things. Dopamine hijacking. You become hypersensitive to immediate rewards and crave them. Weaker prefrontal cortex. You make more impulsive decisions, your executive functioning declines, and you can't think as clearly. Hyperactive amygdala. You struggle regulating your emotional responses. And cortisol, which is the stress hormone, floods your brain when you try resisting temptations. This all happens so quickly because your brain adapts just like that. The idea of neuroplasticity is that your brain can always change based on thoughts, experiences, and conscious repeated actions. And this happens from the day you're born until the day you pass away. Your brain is always evolving. But for people who've been living through immediate gratification for years of social media abuse and eating junk food and watching TV all day, they find it very difficult to change because their brain has literally changed what's happening up here. I remember back in 2020, I tried a new fitness program. At this time, all the gyms were closed where I live due to the pandemic, and I had to work out from home. I only had a few dumbbells and one adjustable bench, so there wasn't much to work with. But I told myself, you know what, man, you're gonna be consistent, you'll be disciplined, you'll have motivation every single day to lift weights, even if it's at home. I was eager and super excited, but within 2 weeks, I fell off. It's not because I didn't want to go all in with the program, or because I lacked motivation, or because I was sick due to the pandemic at that time. It was because my brain had been rewired for immediate gratification. Those last few months, I'd spent so much time doom scrolling on my phone at night, eating junk food because I was trapped in the house, and just watching TV all day. And then I realized that I felt such regret and guilt for signing up to take this new at-home fitness program, but not being able to follow through with it. I felt like I was cheating myself. I felt like I was doing myself a disservice because I couldn't stay consistent with willpower and discipline and motivation. Despite all these negative feelings and me wanting to get back into routine, I really struggled. And this was until I came to this one major realization. I had trained my brain for immediate gratification. Doing difficult things, even if they were fulfilling, simply wasn't enough for me. My brain's baseline levels of dopamine and serotonin were so jacked up that doing them was seemingly impossible. All the motivation I said I had, or all the times of me trying to push through, simply wasn't enough. And that's when I realized, hey, I really need to change my ways if I want to better optimize my health and improve upon my life. I'll admit, it was not easy, but I did it. And looking back and having talked to so many other people, I realized that many other people have done this as well. They have rewired their brain for long-term delayed gratification. Here are the three things that I did way back then to get back into routine of this at-home exercise program. Number one is remove the temptation. So it was very difficult back then because many businesses were shut down, the gym was shut down, people were staying home. And when you're home all the time, you're surrounded by the temptations that might take your attention and energy away. I found myself going on more walks, spending more time in nature, and reading more books as opposed to scrolling on my phone and watching TV and eating junk food all day. I had to physically remove myself from those things that were stealing my attention and energy, which was the phone and the TV. The main thing is that you want to physically remove yourself and put your attention on something that's more valuable to you. This is a way of detaching yourself from that trigger. Along with doing these things, I also started writing. Now, at that time, I didn't know what the hell I was writing. I didn't have any plan. I was just doing some sort of creative outlet. What this did was that it primed my brain to get used to doing things without an immediate feedback loop. I wasn't making any money. I wasn't showing the stories I was writing to anybody. When you can remove yourself from the temptations you have and then replace those behaviors with something else that's more healthy for you, then slowly but surely, you reset your neurochemistry to align with delayed gratification. The second thing you can do is create a positive reward loop. So when you choose delayed gratification over immediate gratification, take note of this. And you can still reward yourself. Just ensure that whatever you reward yourself with is healthy and actually beneficial for you in the long term. Let's say, for example, you're somebody who wants to lose weight, but every time you leave work and you drive home, you stop at McDonald's to get a double bacon cheeseburger. That is your way of immediately gratifying yourself. You know that you want to lose weight, so you should stop eating that double bacon cheeseburger. So the next day, you don't stop at McDonald's, you drive past, and you find yourself in your driveway with no McDonald's at all. What you can do in moments like that, you can reward yourself with doing something enjoyable that's beneficial to you. Not only does this change your neurochemistry, but it actually creates a conditioned behavior. And that conditioned behavior is, okay, I am hungry, so I do something that is healthy for me. I cook a healthy meal. Because for so long, if you've been stopping at McDonald's when you're hungry, then you create that behavioral loop. So you gotta break that pattern. You make a healthier choice that delays gratification, and then you reward yourself from there. This reinforces the choice to act with delayed gratification, not immediate gratification. That's powerful. Number 3 is environmental design. There are things in your environment right now that cause you to indulge in immediate gratification. Maybe it's the food in your fridge. Maybe it's all these streaming services you have on your TV. Maybe it's the apps in your phone. Maybe it's the people you hang out with. Obviously, there's a lot of things in the external world that you cannot control, but you can control the environment you're living in. You can curate your reality to align with delayed gratification and remove many sources of instant gratification. It'll feel strange to make these changes, especially since we live in a world where most people would rather indulge in immediate gratification than actually make those long-term delayed gratification sacrifices. But even changing just a few things within your environment helps a lot. And lastly, point number 4, set a vision. Take out a pen, take out a paper, and ask yourself, okay, what do I want my life to be like? Write it out in full detail. How you want to feel, how you want to look, what you want to achieve, what you want your day-to-day routine to look like. When you can get clear on what you want long-term, then it's easier to make those more informed choices every single day that are in alignment with that vision. It's crazy, but the more people I talk to, the more I realize that many of them don't have a clear vision of what they want for the future. They live day by day, or perhaps week by week, on repeat. It's essentially Groundhog Day, happening for years and years and years until one day they wake up and they're old. I realized back in 2020 that that is not what I wanted for my life. And I don't know your situation, but what I do know is that getting clear on what it is you want is crucial for everybody. And if this is something that you haven't done yet, then please take the time to do so. Because in doing so, it makes delaying gratification so much easier because you know exactly what it is you have to do and what you shouldn't be doing in order to get to where you want to be. What you'll begin to realize is that your brain actually enjoys delaying gratification more than instant gratification, especially when you have clarified your vision for the future. And those sacrifices of not indulging don't feel like sacrifices at all. They feel natural because you know the life you're building towards. I'm not saying you need to do a complete 180 of your life because that is very difficult, but just start with one thing. So, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe for more, and be sure to share this with a friend who you know has so much potential, but maybe they're not living up to it. Maybe, just maybe, this video will be exactly what it is they need. All that said, I will see you in the next video.